Somebody may ask the question, what is a lectionary? The word lectionary comes from the ecclesiastical Latin word lectionarium. And lectionarium also comes from the action noun lexio, which means a reading. And you know, in the Catholic Church, a lectionary is composed of readings and responsorial psalms assigned for each Mass in the year, because it is assigned for readings on Sundays, on weekdays, and on special occasions. And in the lectionary, the readings are divided for the day or for the themes of the day. For example, when we are celebrating baptism, there is a lectionary reading for that. When we are celebrating the feast of any of the church, there is a reading applied to that. So in the lectionary, we have the readings which are assigned to the days or the themes. And you know, in the lectionary, there are introductions and conclusions to the readings. And each reading in the lectionary is called pericope. Pericope because it is from the Greek word which means a section or cutting. And each reading in the lectionary begins with an introductory phrase, which is also called the incipit. Example, when you listen to the lector reading or even the priest reading, especially the gospel, you hear, in those days, Jesus said to his disciples. That is an incipit. It is an introductory phrase which begins with the reading. How is the lectionary arranged? You know, the lectionary is arranged in two cycles. We have the Sunday cycles and the weekday cycles. And how is the Sunday cycle arranged? In the Sunday cycle in the lectionary, the church throughout the liturgical year has 3 years: year A, year B, and year C. And when you pick a lectionary, the year A contains a reading from the Gospel according to Matthew, and the year B contains a reading according to the Gospel of Mark and the chapter 6 of the Johannine Gospel, that is the Gospel of John, the Bread of Life discourse. In year C, the readings from the Gospel are taken from the Gospel according to Luke. Hence, in every lectionary, especially in the liturgical year, the years have been divided into 3: year A, year B, and year C. And in year A, we read from the Gospel according to Matthew. Year B, a reading from the Gospel according to Mark and chapter 6 of John. And in year C, we have a reading from the Gospel according to Luke. And also, when you listen carefully to the readings at Mass and you have a careful look at the lectionary, the first reading is usually taken from the Old Testament. And this reading from the Old Testament reflects a theme in the Gospel of the day. And the second reading is usually taken from any of the epistles or the letters in the New Testament. So in the lectionary, there is a connection between the first reading, which is taken from the Old Testament, and the Gospel reading, which is taken from any of the 3 synoptic Gospels or the Gospel of John. The second division in the lectionary is the weekday cycles. The weekday cycles is divided into 2, year 1 and year 2. And the year 1 readings are read in odd numbered years. Example, 2023 is an odd numbered year. So the readings are from year 1. And the year 2 readings are read from the even numbered years. For example, in 2022, the readings are from the year 2. So when you open a lectionary and you want to know the weekday cycle in which we are, just observe and look at the civil year. If it is an odd numbered year, like this year, 2023, then the readings for the weekday will be from year 1. If it is an even numbered year, then the readings will be taken from year 2. So it is very easy. Year 1 is read in odd numbered years, and year 2 is read in even numbered years. And you know, the gospel for the weekday cycles are all the same for the 3 years, either A, B, or C, or even year 1 or year 2. But for instance, in the Sunday cycles, especially year A, B, C, the second readings are read semi-continuously. But in the liturgical year, year A, year B, year C have their readings. But the weekdays have only 2 years. Year 1, which is read in odd numbered years, and year 2, which are read in even numbered years. What is the history concerning the lectionary? In the medieval period or era, the Jews had a custom of reading from the book of Torah, that is, the 5 books of Moses, and from the prophets. And after the reading, there also was a sequential selection of readings from the Torah, and after that there was a Haftarah. A Haftarah means a selection from the prophetic books or the historical narratives. And when the Jews read these sequential readings, it was done in their synagogues. So the early Christians also copied from the Jewish community during the medieval period. There was a reading from the Torah, and also there was a reading from the prophetic books or the historical narratives. And as time went on, the early Christians read extracts from the apostles and church fathers, and even from the epistles in the New Testament. And from this custom, the issue and the provenance of the lectionary came in. There's also the question is, how do we know that we are in year A, year B, or year C? These are the Sunday cycles, year A, year B, and year C. And I would like to tell you, or even remind us, that year A, the Gospel of Matthew is read. In year B, the Gospel of Mark is read, and the chapter 6 of John. And in the year C, the Gospel according to Luke is read. But the question is, how do we determine that we are in year A, year B, or year C? This also comes with a little mathematics. In the church, we do not only concern ourselves with spiritual things, but even with mathematical figures. Year A, year B, year C. It is very simple. And the simplest way of determining whether we are in Sunday cycle A or B or C is this. When you look at the calendar year, calculate the digits of the calendar year. And when you calculate the digits of the calendar year, when it is divisible by 3, then we are in year C. If it is not divisible by 3, then we are not in year C. So let's do a little bit of mathematics. But remember, It is a 3-year cycle, year A, year B, and year C. And the mathematics is, when it is divisible, the calendar year is divisible by 3, then it is year C. So let us take it from 2019. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9. That will give us 12. 12 is divisible by 3. So 2019 is year C. And when we come down to 2020, that is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0. That is 4. And it is not divisible by 3. So because 2019 was year C, because when you add the digits of that calendar year, it can be divisible by 3, and we have year C, then what follows 2019, which is 2020, will be year A. And when we add 2021, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, we will get 5. And 5 is not divisible by 3. So because 2020 will be or was year A, then 2021 was year B. And when you calculate 2022, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, you get 6. And 6 is divisible by 3. And in 2022, we had year C. So you can imagine or even calculate the year in which we are, 2023. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3. It will give you 7. And 7 is not divisible by 3. So we are in year A, because last year was year C, which when we added all the digits of that year, that civil year, it was divisible by 3. So it is very simple. In each calendar year, add the digits of that calendar year. If it is divisible by 3, then you get year C, and the rest of the mathematics flows. So my dear brothers and sisters, this is the lectionary and the liturgical year cycles, especially A, B, and C, and the weekdays. Remember that the Sunday cycles, we have year A, year B, and year C. And in each of these years, different gospels are read. In year A, we read the gospel according to Matthew. Year B, we read the gospel according to Mark, and chapter 6 of the gospel according to John. And in year C, we read the gospel according to Luke. And when we come to the weekday cycles, they are divided into 2, year 1 and year 2. To know if we are in year 1, just observe the liturgical readings and observe the calendar year. If we are in year 1, then it means that readings are taken because of the odd numbered calendar year. And year 2, readings are taken because we are in the even numbered calendar year. Thank you for watching, and share with your friends so that they know what the lectionary is and what the Sunday cycles and the weekday cycles are involved with.